All right, so a lot of people have recently been hitting me up on the DMs or texting me about how I actually was able to catch pretty much almost every sell and every buy in this consolidation range. So currently USD JPY has been consolidating in about a range of maybe 150 pips. So for this whole period of time, you were able to benefit definitely 100%. So I feel like a lot of people were expecting the market to reject this area yet again. So it all starts off on the monthly time frame, right? This is our biggest time frame, most reliable time frame. Of course, with our key levels here, as you can see, this was a key level we were at. So first of all, once the market was able to pass this area and then pass this area, that indicated that buyers are in control. There was more buyers in the market to engulf both of these previous bearish candlesticks, along with this exhaustion that formed towards the bottom, right? And rejection of this weekly, if we go to the weekly time frame, rejection of this weekly key level as well. So now saying that on the weekly time frame as well, this was a whole area of support and resistance that was found here on the weekly. So you always want to be drawing things like this out to pretty much help you out with your bias. So I'm just going to draw a little zone here, probably like right there should be fine, finding the medium of the support and the area of resistance as well. So I'm going to draw this right here, just like that. All right, and I always like to pretty much write here what these boxes mean. So weekly, let's make this a little smaller. Just like that. And then so you pretty much know once the market gets down to this area, you know what's most likely going to happen. You want to see if the market would reject that area or if the market will break that area. So keeping in mind that EMAs are crossed red over blue and there's this huge gap in between the moving averages also means a lot as well. And also keeping in mind that we are at an area of weekly resistance. So every time the market gets to that area, you could look for possible sell opportunities. But now going down to the daily time frame, same thing. EMAs were maintained blue over red the entire time, meaning that there's more buyer volume. Also, this trend line did help me out a couple times. So here's my point A from our first higher low point, and here's my point B, the second higher low point, just like that. So now pretty much once this is established, you know, just looking at how all these candles are forming here, the market was testing this area of resistance as well, and all of this exhaustion towards the top and rejection with this bearish movement here. So now going on to the 4-hour time frame. So I'm going to pretty much break down how I caught this entire buy. So a lot of people did get faked out when the market did reach this area. I know a lot of people told me they were looking for sell opportunities, which, you know, it didn't really look like the most clear buy. But since my analysis was based off of the 4-hour time frame, you pretty much want to break it down to the hour and M30 to look for, you know, structure points and stuff like that. So now all throughout here, the market found an area of support right there. And when you're drawing your random lines for your support and resistance areas, you do want to use the wicks because that's the lowest point the market did try to reach. So as you can see here, it was a downtrend, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. The market formed a lower low, lower high point, came down, formed a low, broke structure here, and then here was the retest. As you can see, came back down, tested the previous area of resistance that was broken. As you can see, it completely rejected that area, starting an uptrend. Then EMAs crossed blue over red. So here's a higher low point. Here's a higher low point. This would be a 23. So I'm gonna pull my fibs out from here. Here's my point A, and up here will be my point B at this bullish candle wick. So now let's extend this because, all right. So pretty much once the market hit the area of resistance, let's go down to the hour time frame. Now keep in mind, this fib is only valid for the 4-hour time frame. So as you can see, the market did break structure once it broke all of these previous lows, forming a lower low. But keeping in mind on the higher time frame being H4, the market was still at an overall uptrend, and it's the reason H1 broke structure was because it needed to form a higher low point on the 4-hour time frame. That's exactly what it did. It formed tested candles on a PRZ level of 61.80. So on top of that, it came down, retested. I guess you can call this a small double bottom with this nice bullish engulfing candlestick after that. But then I feel like a lot of people did get faked out when they saw all of this exhaustion towards the top along with at the area of resistance, and then it started forming bearish movements. Even though I did catch this little move here on NFP, that was a good little scalp. I think I caught like 15 pips, even though that was a counter trend and it was very dangerous. But going back to the 4-hour time frame, all throughout here, you want to find kind of a medium, and here's the area of resistance. So this is the area the market reached out to the most, pretty much, or resistance, my apologies, area of support, now resistance. So once the market found a level of support at a PRZ level, and overall we're in on an uptrend, looking at the daily EMAs, how they're forming or how they are, blue over red the entire time, meaning more buyer volume. I'm most likely looking for bullish movement, especially when this started forming down here, all this exhaustion. This could have easily just been a retest on this area of area of support, along with it being at a 61.80 PRZ level. Now, like I said before multiple times, the lower the market comes down to form a higher low point, and the lower it gets to the PRZ levels, meaning the higher the PRZ level, I guess you could say, the slower the retracement is going to be. So 61.80 is a really slow retracement. As you could see, it took 5 days and 20 hours just for the market to start forming bullish momentum again. And now going to break this down to the hour time frame. So pretty much all throughout here, the market found an area of support, right? So once the market started rejecting this area and started forming bullish momentum such as this, and EMAs finally did cross after this first, I guess, bullish variation happened right here. This is where I had my first entry right there. Keep in mind, I'm buying at an area of support. You want to buy at areas of support, and you want to sell at areas of resistance. Now, just because if the market finds an area of resistance or support doesn't mean you're automatically going to buy. It's all about the confluence. So like I said, yet again here, we have EMAs crossed, blue over red the entire time. Same thing with the market rejecting an area of support. And on top of that, we're at a 61.80 PRZ level on the higher time frame. So keeping all of those things in mind, I did enter my first buy because I had at least 3 confirmations. Now, every time you want to enter a trade, you want to have at least 3 confirmations. So here it is. So I had my first order here, and then once the market formed this bullish candlestick again, had my second order right here, and I just held the entire time. So now going on to H4. So as you can see, my entries are right here. So once H4 was able to form this huge bullish candlestick, completely surpassing this whole area, it basically got to the next level for buyers to actually be in control and keep pushing the market upward. Now, obviously here there is a area of resistance. So once the area of resistance was broken, let's put it at these wicks. As you can see, it came back down and retested it on this very small bullish candle. Same thing when it came over here to form another higher low point. It did form a higher high, then a higher low. Keep in mind that just because it didn't hit the extension level right away, it doesn't mean it's a higher high. Oh, actually, my apologies, it did. But saying that, now the market formed a higher high here. Now switch our fibs, go from our higher low point to our higher high point here. This was a 50% retracement, and I'm going to delete these really quickly. And I had my third order right here once this bullish candle did close engulfing. But the thing about this is the market found a minor area of support here, right? So you can even test that with this bullish candle right here. So here there's a minor area of support. Confirming that with this bullish candle and this bearish candle, and on top of that it closed tested on this area of support and on a 38.20. So I had a buy limit order right here, a little bit above that area of support, which it did get activated. So I had my third entry at, I believe, let me check my MetaTrader 4, at 110.985. So 110.980 right there actually. Yeah, so there's my other buy limit. So now I'm 3 orders deep, and keeping in mind now this is an area of support that was found, and it's on a PRZ level with a big bullish engulfing candlestick. So I had another entry there, and I just held throughout that entire time. As you can see, I did not close once I hit this PR extension level. I closed once actually this candle had finished forming, and then I closed 2 of my orders to cut the greed, and then I held this order right here. So I felt like this buy wasn't the most obvious setup, but it was definitely there, and you definitely could have taken it. So keeping in mind all these small little details, such as marking off the support and resistances on the weekly time frame, will definitely help you out. Now, you don't see any support and resistance levels, or I guess you could call them key rejection levels on my chart right now, because I'm saving it for the updated version of the support resistance. But here, I believe on the hour time frame, there was an area of support that also helped me with my confirmation list. So it's just little things like that that will definitely help you out with your trading on a day-to-day basis. So hopefully you did benefit off this video, and of course always text me, email me, or DM me on Instagram if you ever have any questions.